Hi Vibrant Souls, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, this is Vibrant Soul Tarot. And if you are returning or you are a subscriber, welcome back, my Vibrant Soul Tribe. It's always a pleasure and an honor to read for you. So thank you guys for being here. Today we are looking at the person on your mind's current thoughts and feelings for you at the time that you are coming across this reading. And what I mean by that is that this reading is timeless. Whenever you find it is when it is meant for you. So if you have somebody on your mind and you're curious or wondering how they feel about you, or at least what the cards would say in regards to their feelings for you, then you have found the right place. I'm not going to go too deep into it because it's pretty much exactly what it says. We just have a bunch of different tools and decks and things like that we'll be using to specify or to get down to the nitty-gritty of how the person on your mind feels about you. So let's go ahead and get into the pile selections. We have these 3 piles to choose from today, and we are going to start right here with pile number 1. Pile number 1, we have the Wild Child Tarot. And on top of that, we have this little amethyst tree, little copper wired amethyst tree here. So this is for pile number 1. Moving along to pile number 2, for the tarot deck we have the Mystic Mondays Tarot, and for the stone we have this aura coated geode here. These are the options for pile 2. Moving along to the last but not least, pile 3. We have the Third Eye Tarot, and on top of that we have this titanium coated crystal here. So this is pile number 3. So please take your time if you need to when choosing a pile. If you are really drawn to more than one pile, that's okay and that's normal. There might be different messages in there for you in regarding this person's feelings. They may be like an add-on as well. And sometimes if you watch a reading on your person's feelings and you feel like it is your feelings, that is possible too, okay? So there may be reasons why you are watching a reading on your own feelings, and maybe Spirit wants to bring something to your attention, so you can keep watching it if you would like, but also, you know, you don't have to. You can just select another pile if that is the case, because what I like to say is that if you're coming through in one of these collective readings, then your partner is most likely coming through as well too. So that's up to you. When you do have your pile or piles selected, I will post the timestamps for each one in the description box below for your convenience as always. Feel free to check out any additional information in said description box, like your channeled songs, which is just like an add-on to each message, or maybe a little additional message for you. Take it how it resonates as well. If you're wondering any of the names of the decks that will be used in this reading and any reading I have, I post that in the description box as well too. If you have any further questions for me, you can skim or check the description box and see if it's answered. It may or may not be. There's not too much information in there, but I try to answer a lot of general questions in there. So with that being said, if you have a question that is not answered in the description box, you can feel free to comment it if you would like, and I will try my best to get back to you in a timely manner. But other than that, I cannot wait to see you guys at whatever pile or piles you choose. So I'll see you there. Bye. Hi pile 1, welcome to your reading. If you chose the Wild Child Tarot or the little amethyst tree here, you have found your group. So I hope you guys are comfortable. I hope you guys are relaxed, and we're going to be beginning. First things first, as always, I do like to set the intention and invite Spirit in before we begin this reading on how your person is feeling about you. So Spirit, if you could please tune me into my Pile 1's collective energy. If you can please show me in Pile 1 with the utmost clarity here how this person on their mind is currently feeling about them. May this reading offer them said clarity. May it offer them anything that they're needing, some insights, some answers, or just anything that they really need to hear or know right now in regards to this person's feelings for them. Thank you very much. And when I say right now, guys, it's also a timeless reading too. Sometimes I feel like it's common, or I'll have old readings that'll pop up for a lot of people, and they're like, I can't believe this reading is 2 years old. It resonates right now. That's the cool thing about Spirit, and the whole thing about time isn't really a factor for Spirit, and time is really an illusion. That Spirit will bring you the messages when you need them and stuff. So I like to say all my readings are timeless, for those of you that were wondering. Anyways, let's go ahead and begin. So Spirit, how is this person feeling about Pile 1 right now? Oh, we have the Lovers coming out. And we have those little swans there. And if you know anything about swans, they are known as the soulmate birds to a lot of people. They mate for life. They do a little dance. I just heard cosmic dance too. That could be you and this person's path and stuff. But have you ever seen the swans when they come together and do their dance? It's no wonder why that inspired literally ballet and Swan Lake and things like that. It's really beautiful. It's really fascinating too. Also, the zodiac sign of Gemini could be significant here, although it does not have to be. We'll be getting some further confirmation zodiac signs as well later on. So Spirit, how does this person feel about Pile 1? We have the 4 of Water, which is the 4 of Cups, and we have the 8 of Earth, which is the 8 of Pentacles. How do they feel? What are their feelings? We have the Queen of Wands. Also coming out with that is the Ace of Cups here too. Okay, so I am going to put these together because I'm already getting messages with that. But these are going to be one. So clarify the Lovers here. We have the Ace of Wands. I love that. Clarify the 4 of Cups. We have the 7 of Wands and the Knight of Cups. Clarify the 8 of Pentacles here. Why is the 8 of Pentacles here, Spirit? Ooh, the Magician. Ooh, I love that. Okay. And clarify, the Queen of Wands and the Ace of Cups. The 6 of Swords. The 6 of Air. Bottom of the deck, we have the Empress. Yeah, there's a major theme here about this person's feelings for you. And I just heard the word engulfing. Is that a word? Engulf? To engulf? Yeah, I mean, but it's the verb, right? Either way, I hope you guys know what I'm talking about, what I mean. We have a lot of Venus energy here too with the Empress. Underneath there, we have the 10 of Swords, which is kind of also on brand and on par. But this person definitely feels very attracted to you, very intrigued by you at the same time too. Almost fascinated in ways, but we'll talk about it. So let's see what we have right here. We did have the Ace of Cups right here. The Magician is number 1, and we have the Ace of Fire 2, which the aces are 1. So we have 1, 1, 1 present as well. For some of you, this could be a newer to new-ish connection, but that doesn't have to be the case for all of you. Take what resonates and leave the rest behind for other people as well. Okay, let's talk about it. The Lovers and the Ace of Fire. You've sparked something within this person. That's what I was kind of feeling with the Ace of Cups here as well. There's such an innate desire to kind of open up here with you. It's almost like you've made this person feel feelings that they haven't felt in a long time. You've really like ignited something within this person. I think that with this Lovers card here too, and the Ace of Wands, they're almost like, okay, there's something about you, Pile 1. There's something about this person that they're like, I really need to pay attention. There's something important here. They may even be wondering and thinking, are you my person? Is this the one? We said Pile 1, 111, all these things, right? Is this the one? They're kind of like, dang, I haven't felt like this in a while. In certain ways, you get this person going. I feel like there's like a sexual attraction, but there's also like them with this Ace of Cups, the Lovers, and like all of this, and the Empress of like feelings opening up, almost being like cracked open, right? Like, dang, like I was in past relationships and like I didn't even feel this passionate, or I didn't feel this spark, you know, in the last people I was, whether it's talking to or in a relationship with. So it's kind of like something about you that's very, very refreshing here. Like I said, a spark opening up, and almost maybe like an innate desire or an innate curiosity to know, like, what's this? What is this? What is this connection? Why? You know what I'm saying? And with that, we have the Four of Cups, the Seven of Wands, and the Knight of Cups. They have a tendency to hold back a lot of their feelings and emotions. When it comes to expressing themselves fully, it can make this person a bit uncomfortable, right? And the Four of Cups sometimes can point to almost like avoiding this, or coming off a little bit more aloof, or coming off a little bit more like you don't care more than you actually do. And I want to say that these are coming from this person's like own issues within, and it's almost like when it comes to fully expressing themselves or being 100% vulnerable, they are a little bit hesitant. They are a little bit overprotective of this. These could be things that they've kind of developed through childhood and stuff like that. I know that all of us can relate to certain things, developments through childhood, and like how we're playing them out now. I don't know the severity of how it is affecting your connection, but there's something there that kind of this person holds back. They kind of stop themselves. They may think these things, they may feel these things very intensely, but they're a little hesitant, or they don't like to express them fully. That makes them uncomfortable, or that's a little harder for them to do. Now, I do think that this is something that this person would be able to work through with time, with effort. We have the Eight of Pentacles too. Like, they could just be wanting to just feel a little bit more safe, wanting to feel a little bit more comfortable, maybe wanting to see where this goes a little bit further, again, depending on your connection or your situation. Now, if this isn't a new to newer connection and this is happening right now, this could be triggered. This could have triggered something within this person. Like, that could be the intensity of it. That could have triggered that as well. Or maybe they still feel a lot of things and have a lot of thoughts about this connection that they're just a little reluctant to express sometimes. And that's like their own doing, their own issues, right? And it is out of security. It is out of safety. It is a protective mechanism. You can see with the Seven of Fire. The Seven of Fire is even, here with is this a hedgehog or a porcupine? I believe it's a porcupine, and that kind of fits to that, right? They have those things, those little spikes that protect it. So in this case, right, getting too close, getting a little triggered, they kind of have this protective mechanism. But the Knight of Cups here does represent this person having these feelings, having these emotions for you, and kind of wanting to express them in that sense too. And so their first reaction may be like, oh, that's scary. Oh, I kind of want to avoid it. Oh, don't say that, right? When it comes to you and when it comes to this connection. But I can see this person slowly but surely getting over that. I can see this person kind of needing to face these uncomfortable feelings, right? And doing it anyways. Doing it when you're uncomfortable. And then watching how after, you know, maybe a couple times or some time, maybe in general, depending, because some people take longer, some people don't. It just gets easier, right? Or you start to express yourself and you start to build a bond deeper, and then you start to feel safer and things like that. And so I think that there's this depth here and this interest and this excitement, but they're still like, oh, hold on. Are we sure, right? And I'm hearing again, it's something that they're working through. It's something that they're, whether or not they're necessarily like 100% aware of, it's something that is coming up anyways. Like it's coming up, it's being worked through, the emotions, all of that, it's happening, right? So I guess that's kind of like a time will tell sort of thing. And also it depends on your connection and where you guys are at right now. That's very important. So you may have your own opinions on it. You may have your own thoughts on it, or your own knowledge about it too, you know, just depending. Another thing with the Eight of Pentacles and the Magician here, I think that this person sees this as something that's long-term. I think that this person sees this situation as something that requires effort, requires work, and wants to see where it goes. I like that we have two bees kind of working together as well. And with the Magician being, you know, the master manifester or the alchemist or someone that has all the tools and stuff like that when it comes to their feelings for you, I think that they're like, okay, we could make this work. We could do this. Yeah, it does take two to tango. So if there's lacking in one department versus the other, that could be frustrating or cause like issues and stuff. But for the most part, they see this connection as a long-term investment, a long-term effort. Another reason why the Eight of Pentacles and the Magician might be coming up too is that they are currently working towards something, whether that's just their job or they're trying to save money, or maybe they could be trying to manifest some stuff, you know, into their reality. And all of this could just be coming through because this connection could have influenced that. Like an example would be like, okay, I want to provide for this person, or I want to have something of substance too. You know, if you want to be in a long-term relationship, you guys gotta have put in effort, and that could also be in efforts of, you know, being secure in yourself or in your position and stuff. And so they may be working harder. They could be working harder towards that as well. I would say though too, right next to the Four of Cups in this energy, if that is the case, they may bury their head a little bit too hard in that. Maybe they're a lot more busier, you know, and that could also be unknowingly due to a little bit of an avoidance here. Again, depending on your situation and how that may fit with you. It does look like they want great things for themselves, and they also want great things for you, and they can see the potential and the great things that this connection could provide. So another reason why the Eight of Pentacles and the Magician could also be coming out too is that when we have the Eight of Pentacles, that is something, again, it's hard work, it's long term, it's effort putting in, right? This isn't something that they're viewing or they don't think of you as just like a little short-term fling, you know, something to have right now, and then they don't view it as going anywhere and then gonna like do something else. You know what I'm saying? Like it's almost like something that stemming from respect here too. A view of it being like, okay, this is something that you would have to invest in. This is a situation that, you know, this person's like probably like wanting a long-term connection too. Like I'm talking about them thinking about you in that sense. This person probably wants something long-term too. And pile one's not just someone that you know, whether it's like an example of someone that you would just have sex with and then that's it. Unless you want that, pile one, then I would maybe reiterate that to this person, because we're all different, and you know, you want your own things. And I always think as long as we're like upfront and honest about our intentions at first, then and it's a mutual agreement, then who gives a shit, right? But let's go to the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Fire. I had to think about that for a second, and the Ace of Cups and the Six of Swords. After all of that, all of the things that we were talking about, like with the Four of Cups and things like that, they're so attracted to you, so drawn to you, and they feel like opening up. So I think that regardless of all of those things that could potentially hold this person back, with the Six of Swords here, they're ready to move on from that. They're ready to move away from any sort of conflict and any sort of issues. And I feel like it's almost, because I'm envisioning like a boat, like how the Six of Swords normally is. but there's like a mirage of a person, and that's like luring them towards that. And I feel like that's almost like a very indicative analogy or like metaphor for like what this connection is making them feel, and like where it's like, okay, I want to move away from any of the past or any of the bullshit or anything like that, and I just want to go towards this person. And that could also be that Ace of Cups opening up, right? Opening up their heart and things like that. The Empress feeling very drawn. And also the Empress can represent us being like fully open and fully vulnerable. That could be a theme here, that this person with their feelings, right? Like an overall energy, an overall theme of that. Of like, okay, I feel like this person, I could definitely do that. I'm attracted, the want, the will, the desire is there. The only thing that's stopping me is coming from within me now. So let's get it. What did I say? I was going to say we're gonna, and let's go. I don't know. Sometimes this person could get tongue-tied too. When they're like talking to you, because I feel like I've been doing that a lot during this reading. Getting a little tongue-tied. Almost like I have so much that I want to say, and it all kind of comes out at once. But also that could just be me too. I did have a lot of coffee this morning, so I am pretty like energetic a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. We have comfort coming out. I'm hearing double-edged sword with this one. They feel very comfortable with you, and they feel like they can open up, but that's also uncomfortable for them too. So when it comes to fully like just going for it, you know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna require them to get out of their comfort zone. Bottom of the deck, we have rejection. That comes up a lot. Even if you've like been in with somebody too, like those like ties to like rejection or like fears of rejection or like old wounds and stuff, they can really like come up. And relationships are obviously like the strongest mirrors, I feel, for that. Or, you know, maybe not strongest. It depends on like what you're passionate about and stuff like that. Like, of course, careers and stuff can do that too, but it's very common in relationships. How is this person feeling, Spirit? Let's get some hunger. Holy shit. We have strength. Oh, I like that, in hunger. So the strength and hunger coming out together. Bottom of the deck, we have pain. Underneath here with the Empress, we have that Ten of Swords, which can represent pain as well. And it could be like lying underneath this too, right? That sort of thing. But that whole like alluring like vision of the boat, and then like this like almost like hallucination or like ghostly figure of like somebody like going like this. I don't even know if they're going like that, but like they're following that. It kind of makes me think that you're pushing this person to get out of this comfort zone, to gain this sort of strength, and a lot of it is initiated by their just innate desire for this, or to their attraction, or to see where it goes. Like hunger is a very strong like term. I feel like it's like when you're hungry for something, that means that you like really want it. And also hunger within itself is a very uncomfortable feeling to have too. So if this person is feeling like they're lacking you right now, or they don't have this connection, or they're needing to do something, it is definitely like influencing like them needing to take this action, or I almost want to say like pull their head out of their ass and do what they gotta do. And I'm hearing again that strength is a muscle, building that strength too. So stepping out of that comfort zone, building that strength muscle, and it is needed because there's just a desire for this. The pain at the bottom of this deck can also just be all of the things that we tend to avoid. Like sometimes we avoid discomfort and things because we want to avoid painful situations, painful outcomes, and things like that. And kind of feels like you're slowly but surely giving this person the strength to face that and endure that. even though it may take time for this person. That was very interesting too about that message, a double-edged sword with the comfort. Like, they feel like this connection could provide them so much comfort, or they feel like they could be very comfortable with you, open with you, honest with you, but at the same time, that's an uncomfortable feeling too. So that's, I don't know, that's just really interesting to me. Let's get some channel messages, see what's going on with this person. Oh, bottom of the deck. Are you real? You make me feel things. Okay, Spirit, what are some channeled messages from this person to pile 1? I remember you. That always makes me think of like past life stuff, or like soul connections. Like the I remember you card, it like, you know, sometimes like, and that's kind of an interesting way to put the Lovers here with the Ace of Wands, of like that kind of like spark, that ignite of like, almost like we're meant to meet. Something very like familiar, or that it's just a reason why they feel so drawn here. Another one is we have I feel codependent. I just heard I feel codependent and I don't like it. Oh, jeez. How am I supposed to be okay when you've overtaken every thought? And then we have I am or I was unfaithful to you. Now, that could resonate for you depending on the situation, but I'm also feeling like this I am or was unfaithful to you, that could be fears of that too, or past traumas too. Again, just depending on the situation. I don't know why I feel like repeating that so much. Maybe because I feel like there's a lot of different scenarios that I'm picking up on as well. So I just keep reiterating, hey, whatever's yours is yours. If this is the case for you too, this person, like, okay, so say that there were some issues in regards to commitment, right? Or like if they were unfaithful, or those things kept coming up. And they could also be trust issues too. Whether this is trust issues from a past connection that they're projecting onto you in this connection, trust issues that have gotten in the way between you two, anything like that. Or maybe this person just having their own trust issues and stuff. It kind of feels like that could be the energy, a lot of the energy fueling this hesitation here, or like this, like if they have to come out and like, yeah, an example would be like if they have to come out and take responsibility, take accountability, apologize, things like that. That could be stirring that too. And like I said, if that's not the case, this could just be things stirring in this person's mind. Or trust issues here. Oh, look at this. You're so familiar to me as if we've known each other for a long time. That reminds me of that I remember you. Wow. Okay, we're going to get the other channel message deck. Just a couple of them and see what comes out. Okay, we already have one. I'm going through a lot right now. If you and this person are in a separation, and this pain could be due to that as well. I want to make it official. And then these ones are kind of coming out. I'm going to put them back down. I thought you'd never walk away. I just heard, like, with that though, like, really? Like, why would you think that? Okay. One more card, Spirit. Ooh, I'm tired. I need a break. This card can come out sometimes when we're feeling overwhelmed and we're feeling very drained too. The thought of you with someone else drives me crazy. Now, that could be confirmation here as well. I know I always say like, oh, we're going to do one more, but hey, if I feel called to pull, we're going to keep pulling. that could be due to that, like those trust issues. The thought of you with someone else drives me crazy. We make a great team. Those two B's working together really well. Don't give up on me. Okay, that's it, guys. That's it. Bottom of the deck now, we have I entertained other people, but you have my heart. Okay, so maybe this person has tried to date other people as well, or they've tried to dabble, or maybe they had a couple other people. For some of you too, again, you would already probably know about this. And I don't think for a lot of you this would be like news. So it kind of feels like none of that really worked, or there's just something very important and very specific here about you. Like I said in the beginning, those messages, like you kind of sparked something within this person that they feel they haven't felt from other people in a really long time. If so, maybe ever. That's why it kind of feels like they can't get you out of their head. Like there's almost an energy of like, where was the other ones? I feel codependent. Yeah, how am I supposed to be okay when you've overtaken every thought? Yeah, this person can't stop thinking about you, it kind of feels like, or they're ruminating, or... And usually when we're ruminating about something or somebody, that means that there's either something that needs to be settled, there's something that needs to be done, there's something within ourselves that's feeling this way. It means there's something there, is what I'm trying to say. Like a lot of the time too, if there's uncertainty, or yeah, if there's uncertainty, that can trigger us thinking a lot about somebody, or just feeling like we need them, we need to know, we need to fix this, we need to come together, I need to do something, you get what I'm saying? And there's also like attachments that this person feels to you here too. All right. So let's get some zodiac signs. I know we said Gemini. We have Venus here with the Empress. So Libra or Taurus. I was like, who's the other Venus? Oh my god, sometimes I swear when I need stuff, my mind goes blank. Don't you hate that? And we have the Magician here. Mercury energy, so Virgo and more Gemini. Lots of Mercury energy coming through here too. So this can be also about communication. Lots of thoughts. When Mercury is at play too, we can overthink. Okay, so what are some significant zodiac signs for my pile 1 here, Spirit? Aries, okay. So we also have the month of March, or the end of March and the beginning of April could be significant. Honestly, that's like literally where I'm filming this reading at. Is right now towards the end of March, beginning of April. Aries season just freaking started. So that could be significant too. Taurus coming through, which is also the continuation of April and May. The end of April and in May. Right after Aries season. And more Gemini. Wow. So, and wait. Aries, Taurus, Gemini. All of those were in order. Astrological order. So we have literally April, May, June. March, April, May, June. So pay attention to those months as well. They could be significant for some of you. If you are watching this when I post that, that's literally right now and coming up. Okay. So those could be very important months for this connection. Okay, let's get one more since we got Gemini already. Okay, Pisces. And last but not least, my lovely Pisces. Still March. And the end of February. So we're still in the same time frame of the calendar year there. With that as well too, which is actually kind of crazy. What are some significant initials, Spirit, here for my pile 1s? We have a little lost P. Sometimes I can't grab all the ones that I want with my nails, so I go in there like twice. And it's like a little claw. So we have a P, like we said. We have a C, a D. Oh, that always reminds me of CDs, like playing something over and over again. Like almost like a record. And right here we have an F and an M. This person could listen to a lot of music, or music could be significant, or when they hear songs, it reminds you of them too. So we have C, D, F, M, an N, a Y, an S, a Z. We have two X's here. So those could also represent the Roman numerals 10. So XX 20 could be significant. The number 20. We have an E, a T. Ooh, we can literally spell, because we have an I here, we can literally spell the word time. So maybe for some of you, time is significant, as in wait and see, or this person is feeling like time is very important. Time is of the essence. We have an H, a J, and a W as the last one here. Okay. So those are the initials for that. I'm gonna leave that here, so if you guys want to like screenshot, I don't know how well you can see it. You might need a screenshot and zoom in, depending. But if you wanted, so you can write them down or come back to them. You can also take a look at the channeled messages. I know they're not all probably visible right now, but that's the cool thing about videos, right, on YouTube. You can go back to when they were and screenshot them if you want to save that for later too. Whatever you want to do, if you want to look at them later, or for some of you, if you want to find like significant words in there, whatever your little heart desires, right? But now we're gonna move on to your message, and I love this deck, and I love the messages from the guidebook, so we're gonna read that too, although we may do intuitively. I'm not gonna say no, because we always end up doing that. We're in that time where like my allergies start to, I don't normally have really bad allergies, but the weather here lately has like been triggering them. It's like they're earlier too. Like it's been warmer, so they're coming sooner. Okay. Spirit, what is the message here for pile 1? We have prayers answered. Ooh, we have Master Manifester, Quantum Jump, and Victory. For some of you, spiders could be very significant. Or this looks like a crow as well. I'm going to put those two because they fell out. But the Victory and the Quantum Jump talks about shifting. This one talks about shifting, right? And this one talks about our inevitable success. The Victory card can also represent us staying focused on what we want for ourselves, or the end game, the end goal. And it can also represent discipline too, right? So sometimes, especially in like love situations, if we feel like we're not currently getting what we want and things like that, that doesn't mean that's never going to happen. But sometimes we need a little bit of discipline to, whether it's stay true to our values, stay true to ourselves as well too, and that's going to lead you to a victory regardless of who or what or where, when and why, right? Because that can also be, I feel like I'm sensing a little mystery here too, but the prayers answered is obviously a great omen of you're going to get whatever it is that you're asking for and you're capable. And the Master Manifester is about you and your abilities here to manifest. Sometimes it does require us facing our fears though. Like, again, an example would be like there's uncertainty right now and you're not sure and you want to rush in and fix something, or you want the answers now and stuff like that. Whatever it is that's coming up, face that, allow that, and remind yourself. that what you want also wants you. Roomy quote. But let's read what they say. Let's read what they say. Bottom of the deck, now we have sacred boundaries. Okay, so we're going to start with the prayers answered with the buffalo. North American Plains Indian tribes revered the great buffalo. Buffalo provided the means for survival, and very little was wasted. Buffalo was life. Sacred dance ceremonies were performed to honor buffalo and ask for a successful hunt. In these ceremonies, dancers would become the buffalo in spirit. The lesson of the buffalo is the importance of asking the great mystery for help through syncing your prayers with action to create abundance and success. That, I'm going to pause right there just because I was going to say that is something that I learned and trained myself to do at all times. Like before I want, and it doesn't matter how little or how big it is, I literally will take, even if it's a second, to like sometimes just close my eyes. You can ask aloud or you can even ask in your head, right? And I will just ask for what I want all the time. And that actually took a little bit of unlearning for me too, to know like, hey, it's okay to ask for anything that you want, right? Because you deserve it. Sometimes I remember I would hold myself back and be like, no, I don't need that, or no, it's okay, or it'll work out the way it's meant to work out. And then like I got to a point where I was like, dude, I want this, and so I'm gonna pray for it, and I'm just gonna ask and receive, or I'm gonna ask and see what happens. And you know what I'm saying? And so, and it also, the great mystery can also represent things working in mysterious ways, not so obvious and stuff. So maybe there's things working too, but don't be afraid to ask for the things that you want and ask for it to work out in your favor. Pray for like it, literally like little things. Like if I just want something to like go my way in this moment, like, or like even in the morning, I'm like before coffee, like sometimes I drink too much coffee, or I drink it too fast, and sometimes it gives me anxiety. So I ask this coffee to give me the right amount of energy and to do its job. And you know what I'm saying? Just like any freaking thing, your life can literally be a moving prayer, right? And sometimes we have to remind ourselves that it's okay. Like spirit doesn't give a shit. Ask for anything. Ask for anything, like as much as you want. Like spirit has nothing but time, because there's no time. I just thought I would say that. Okay, so act as if your prayers have already been answered. When we act as though our prayers have been answered, we become a magnet for our prayers to manifest themselves in their physical form. Let's say you are experiencing disunity and have a difficult time with a colleague. Your prayer is to resolve the issue and have unity between the two of you, sorry. Your prayer to the great mystery would be to ask for unity with your coworker and then act as if you already had it. This would look like being kind, respectful, and showing love to your coworker immediately, regardless of whether the problem was resolved or not. This action is what would create the unity and eventually dissolve the issue. When buffalo tramples into your spread, this medicine is a confirmation that your prayers are being heard. But it is of the utmost importance that you stand in unwavering blind faith that they are coming to fruition. Endure the time and uncertainty, because your deepest heart's desires will be manifested. Act like the person whose prayer has already been answered. And even if the prayer is just for clarity, or for things to come to light, or answers, or just for things to be settled, okay, you're praying and asking for the clarity, and now you just got to sit back and chill. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever the next action is that regards that. I love that message. Okay, so we have, oh, it's a raven. That's even cooler. Although I love crows too. So we have the master manifester. Raven lived a lonely life in the dark abyss of the universe with only one other creature, Spider. Anytime Spider crawled to Raven, Raven would freeze in terror. The Spider would sadly crawl away, or she did not want to scare the Raven. Often you could find Raven gazing into the endless universe and dreaming about creating the world. Everything in his heart wanted to experience so much more, but he just didn't know how to create it One day, Spider saw Raven projecting his dreams into the universe. Spider crawled up to the Raven, and as usual, Raven froze in fear. Spider sadly looked up to Raven suffocating in his fear, and right before Spider was about to dart away, she decided to use her voice. She said, "Dear Raven, I know you do not trust me, but I can help you." Raven seemed to snap out of his hypnotic state of terror for a moment and looked down at Spider. "I can weave your dreams into existence," said Spider. It was at this moment that Raven understood not only did he have to befriend his fear, who was Spider, but that his fear is what held the gift to allow him to manifest his dreams. Once Raven could accept deeply love all aspects of himself, deeply love all aspects of himself, one being the Spider who represented his fear, he then was able to become the ultimate magician, the master manifester. Oh, that's so interesting too, because we were literally talking about the magician here in the Eight of Pentacles, and like after this, like being able to work through it. Like I think there was literally a message of like, if you face those fears, if you work through that, it will get easier, it will get better. And that seems to be reflected here as well in this message. Raven's medicine says, when you honor all aspects of your being, you become whole. Wholeness equates to self-love, and your wholeness supercharges your magnetism to attract and create. When you befriend the painful parts of your personality, you will find they are the ones that hold the secrets that allow you to fully step into your purpose. I can definitely vouch for that as well. Like basically, like once we, instead of running from the triggers, once we start, facing them, accepting them, acknowledging them, forgiving them, whatever it is that it takes or whatever it is that you need, the energy starts to move through it. The energy starts to move and you start to move through it as well. And like, I love the energy of attracting it here too. And sometimes like we meet people that we trigger their fears, and they're holding up a mirror that are triggering ours as well. And as long as both people are willing to put in the effort to work through this, to understand it, to acknowledge it, to communicate it, and things like that, that's mastery. And even if you haven't mastered it, like you're working through it and you're working through it together. And that's really all it takes, to be honest. It's the ones that want to stay. It's the ones that will show up. It's the ones that even if they get triggered, they come back, or they help us in ways too. And so sometimes we're shown these things, right? Not to deter us from our path, but for us to work through it, to acknowledge it, and it becomes a personal power. Kind of like I'm picking up on an example of like, okay, insecurities, right? Like maybe there's something in particular that you're really insecure with about yourself, but once you accept it first within yourself, and you're like, you know what, that is how I am, okay, and that's okay, and like you truly accept something within yourself, it transforms and transmutes the energy of like, now it's not a wound anymore. Now it's like a tool. Like if someone else says something about it too, and you've already accepted it, you're like, yeah, well, that's what it is. Yeah, I do have that. Yeah, I do that. You know what I'm saying? And you're not like beating yourself up for it. And it kind of like, in an energetic form, there's like a knot there, right? And it kind of like unties it and like relieves it, right? And so if you're being triggered or things like that, or you can see like the mirroring energy between you and this person, and just know that it's meant to be worked through. I know we've been here for a long time, but I'm actually really interested to see what the sacred boundaries are about, because sometimes relationships can be a tightrope, right, of boundaries and not. And sometimes we mistake boundaries for brick walls and things like that. So we have the tiger palm. Tiger palm is the medicine of the sacred boundaries. Tigers are masters of their territory to the jungle. Tigers say no to living near other tigers because she knows this will diminish the amount of food in her territory. Tiger says yes to living near water, for she knows it is good medicine to relax and play in the flowing waters. Tiger is bold and never thinks twice about whether she should allow something toxic and dramatic in her environment, nor does she ever feel bullied or coerced into doing something she does not want to do. Tiger is so strong because she creates firm boundaries. Tiger's power comes from knowing and honoring herself. We teach people how to treat us. Never expect others to automatically respect and treat you with justice, love, and consideration you deserve. Even when you treat them with kindness, articulate and create boundaries through courteous speech. Oh, we were just talking about communicating these things too. For many people, conflict is draining and they would rather just avoid it. Still, if you are presented with a situation that continuously minimizes or belittles you, you must stand your ground and ask for respect. The mere fact of sticking up for yourself is so admirable. It energetically creates a level of esteem from others. Even if the other party does not hear you, you will have strengthened your self-worth by holding your boundaries. And this new level of deeper self-worth will reflect in other areas of your life. Boundaries do not apply only to behavior from others, but also the way we treat ourselves. Do you have guidelines for the food you put in your body, the people you create relationships with, the words you say, and the topics you discuss? Tiger Palm's medicine raises its hand in your spread when you are also being asked to level up the energy you allow into your life. Start scanning what behaviors you hold that do not align with I treat my body, mind, and spirit like a sacred temple. Tiger's Palm medicine directs you to set boundaries with not only others, but yourself. And I feel like the boundaries that we set with ourselves, especially the ones out of self-respect, they allow us to grow and strengthen, and also the people around us. Like, I like that message of, like, we teach people how to treat us, and we have to articulate that, and you can do it with love, and you know, sometimes if you're in the spur of the moment, you can do it in other ways too, right? But the right people for you will listen. The right people for you will not want to continuously hurt you. Or maybe if it's something that stems very deep, you know, they may say, okay, I'm going to try my best. It just keep reminding me, or like I'll keep working at it until I get it right. You get what I'm saying? And that's kind of the effort that is needed from both people in a loving relationship. No matter how compatible you may be, there's still going to be times where people get triggered. There's still going to be times where you hurt each other's feelings. There's still going to be times where shit happens, right? But it's how you work through it that builds the solid foundation to grow and develop. And when we have attachments, and if we feel like somebody can't do that for us, I feel like the prayers answered in the Master Manifester can also be a reminder that if it's not what we think it is, or maybe if it's not what we currently want it is, does not mean it will never be. And you know, setting those boundaries are just enhancing that too, and attracting what it is that you truly deserve and desire. And I love that for you. Okay, so I am going to leave that here. That portion went on longer than I wanted to, but as long as somebody gets something out of it, right? And you guys don't ever have to stay for the whole thing, but since you're still here and you did, I love you for it. Thank you so much. Another quick shout out to all of you who like, comment, subscribe, or just show support for this channel in any way. I appreciate you guys so much. And if you want to be a part of the Vibrant Soul Tribe, all you got to do is subscribe, and that's pretty much it. And I'll see you in the next readings or some of the timeless tarot content I have. If you don't want to, hey, freedom of choice. It's a beautiful thing. But maybe I'll see you on your timeline randomly when you just need another reading. Okay? But either way, I will see you guys there. Bye. Hi, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the Mystic Mondays Tarot, or if you chose the Aura-coded geode here, you have found the right place. So today we are asking about the person on your mind's feelings for you. What are they? What do you need to know about them? And that sort of thing. So hopefully this reading will offer you exactly what you are looking for, whatever that may be. We're going to get started. First things first, we are going to set the intention here and invite Spirit. So Spirit, if you could please tune me into my Pile 2's collective energy and the collective messages here for them in regards to this person on their mind and in regards to this person's feelings for them. May this reading offer them insights into this, clarity that they're needing, answers that they're seeking, or anything that they just need to hear or know or see right now about this person on their mind and about their feelings for them. Thank you, Spirit. first thing I noticed was your channeled song was by the same band that pile 1's was. And so that got my attention. I was like, that's really interesting. That's rare that that happens. So maybe there's some connections in this pile to pile 1. We haven't started yet, so I can't really tell you what it is or if that's even so. But I just thought that was interesting and wanted to let you know. Your channeled songs are always in the description box as well. For those of you that may not know that, feel free to check them out. I post the YouTube lyric video like 99% of the time with it. The only time I don't is if it doesn't have one. All right, so let's take a look. Spirit, how does this person feel about pile 2? What are their feelings for pile 2 at the time that pile 2 is coming across this reading? Whenever that may be as well. We have the Knight of Swords. What are their feelings for pile 2? We have the Princess of Swords, which is the Page of Swords. So I like that. It's kind of cute. The Knight and the Princess. Ooh, like a princess and knight trope. In like stories and stuff. That's kind of cute. That's what it reminds me of. They also look very similar to each other as well. And they're also facing the same direction. Which the swords also usually represent, whether it's our thoughts, communications, ideas, anything in the realm of kind of the mind. And this could also be about interaction, whether it's a conversation or an idea that they would like to share with you. There's something very significant about communication between you and them. This sword is up straight. This sword is bending. Maybe this person is wondering how flexible you will be. I don't mean like your physical flexibility, but if they're a little freaky, you know, thinking about that, that could be the case too, of course. But I'm talking about communication, maybe like. And also, this sword is kind of facing this person, like it's almost like covering them, and theirs is covering them too. So there could be defenses in this as well. But nonetheless, let's get more cards. Let's get deeper into it. I like to just point out what I see when I see it, because I will legit forget. How does this person feel, Spirit, about pile 2? We have the Two of Wands. Okay, so I'm only going to get 4 and some clarifiers, and there's like a whole stack. So I'm going to take the Two of Wands and the Knight of Cups here. We also have the Ace of Cups, the Fool, and the Three of Cups. Ooh. Both of these cards coming out together can represent new beginnings. One taking a risk, one being emotional, and with the Three of Cups here too. For some of you, this person wants to ask you out, like whether that's ask you out on a date or ask you out for drinks. But another thing too with the Ace of Cups, the Fool, and the Three of Cups, this person may be wanting to ask you or be thinking about more commitment here. Like if you and this person aren't official, this could definitely be like, okay, I've been thinking about taking the risk here and asking pile 2 if they would go steady or be official, or you know, if they're talking to anyone else, maybe ask pile 2, are you talking to anyone else? Do you have any other people that you're seeing? Because, and then kind of going from there. I was gonna say because, well, if you do or if you don't, then the answer kind of depends on that as well too. But that's interesting. All the piles always are very interesting to me. That's like my favorite word. At least when it comes to these readings, because I am interested. Clarify the Knight of Swords here, Spirit. Why is the Knight of Swords here? This one wants to come out. We have the Three of Wands. That's very perfectly depicted. Clarify the Page of Swords here. We have the Ace of Swords. Clarify the Two of Wands here. We have the World, and we have the Two of Pentacles. That's interesting. Oops, said it again. Oh my gosh, now that I said that, I'm going to notice every time I said it, and it's going to be so much, dude. It's going to, like, be ridiculous, a little ridiculous. Okay, clarify the Knight of Cups here, Spirit. the Fool coming out again, and the Princess of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, we have the Hanged Woman in this deck. Underneath the Hanged Woman, we have the Knight of Wands. That's interesting too. Say it again. The Hanged Man or the Hanged Woman, whatever you want to call it, coming at the bottom of the deck. This person could be in like contemplation right now, and their energy could have shifted in a ways where they're starting to see you and see this connection from a completely different perspective, from a completely different side. Whether that's the circumstances had shown them this, whether that's with the Hanged Man too, maybe they've been feeling kind of stuck and there's things that have been kind of going on within this person that have caused them to see this different perspective. Or it could have just came naturally, like, for instance, we have the Knight of Wands under there, so like there's passion there, and if they're like wanting something or they're wanting to move but they haven't done anything, like there's a new perspective, okay, well maybe I need to take charge, vice versa, like that kind of thing, right? But it kind of feels like I would not be surprised if this person doesn't reach out to you shortly. If you're not in contact with this person, like I feel like this person is going to reach out. And if you are in contact with this person, I feel like there's conversations that this person is wanting to have with you that are influencing their feelings. Now that could be for any scenario as well. I can definitely see that. So we have the Knight of Swords and the Three of Wands. This person has been thinking about what to do, the future, the next steps, what's on the horizon, what's it going to be. And I feel like there's a future that they see you in, or at least taking that action, taking that next step. And with the Knight of Swords there with this, it's like turning that, the ideas that you want, or the things that you want, or the goals that you want, and actually taking that action to do it. Even this one in the Three of Wands is perfectly depicted too. It's like in the water, right? But there's the three pegs kind of going up. So it's like the next step. We also have the Two of Wands here too, which represents usually the inspiration and the idea, right? Or the plan. And that's why I'm kind of thinking, I'm like, if this is somebody that's going to ask you out or want to make it official or just want to move this connection forward in any way, I wouldn't be surprised if you soon, probably sooner than later, or at least in the future, have that conversation. This person wants to have that conversation. Now, I do think this person is wondering how flexible and how receptive you're going to be with the Page of Wands too, and the Ace of Swords. For some of you, they may have been waiting for a conversation from you, and it's kind of been sparking that little bit of tension of like, okay, well, if they're not going to do it, then I guess I have to, or if I'm not going to hear from them, then I have to, right? And so I think that there's like a little bit of influence with that as well. But also, there's a definite curiosity coming from this person's end to know how you feel, what you want, what you would think. What do you think right now? Like, what are you thinking when it comes to them? What are you feeling when it comes to them? Like, there's definitely a curiosity and a want for clarity on your end. And so this person is probably going to want to know. Whether they may beat around the bush at first, that depends. The Knight of Swords usually is very direct, though. That is something that is very direct, very like, I have things to say. And there's also a kind of fearlessness with that energy too, which is probably why we have the Fool. It may require taking risk. And we have two knights here. I also want to specify too, which I'm noticing. So knights always represent movement. That's why in the Rider-Waite tarot, they're like usually on horses. So we have it ending in the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Cups. One represents our thoughts. One represents our feelings. And or the emotional aspects in this here too. So I think that there's a want to express to you how this person is feeling, but they're also very curious to know what's going on with you at the same time. So whether or not that is something that kind of holds this person back with that, like sometimes curiosity can kill the cat, or sometimes our mind can assume things, right, that aren't necessarily always true, or assume the worst, and that can cause like us a little buildup of like fear, a little buildup of that energy that kind of hold us back a little bit. But nonetheless, the main thing is this person is like, I want to move forward with you. We have the Two of Wands, the World, and the Two of Pentacles here. So we were talking about that Two of Wands a little bit, that being the plan, the ideas, right? Taking the initiative is what I'm hearing too. The Two of Pentacles and the World. It's interesting because the World looks like very much like this energy, right? Or the energetic, or almost like a cell. And it kind of feels like there is energy building here. The Two of Pentacles, though, is maybe this person feels a little bit that they have to get their ducks in order. They have to get certain things right? Whether that's money or finances or things like that, in order to have this movement, right? So like they're planning this, and it could also be about bridging the distance with the World here too. But there's something that's been heavy on this person's mind when it comes to their priorities and when it comes to you. And even though with the Two of Pentacles, they may have a lot going on, both of these cards represent decisions. And both of these cards represent deciding and then going from there, if that makes sense. Like the Two of Pentacles is like, you kind of have no choice sometimes. You got a lot on your plate and but you're deciding what's best for you, what's more important to you, what you decide to put first, what you need to get done first, and then handling everything else too. And so there could have been a shift in priorities when it comes to this connection here too. Like that could also be very indicative of seeing something from a different perspective. Like, okay, now I'm seeing that I need to take this as an important priority for me, like whether that's prioritizing communication, prioritizing actions, prioritizing even showing emotions here, or showing that this person cares towards you and things like that. The World card too can represent our potential, which is why I thought it's very interesting, because like there's this energy. So I do feel like there's a lot of things building here as well. Another very specific message too is that if there is physical distance between you and this person, or even energetic distance, since we're talking about that as well, but if there's physical or energetic distance here, that's something that this person is trying to work on or work through to bridge. And they do kind of feel like they have a little bit of an idea, or a little bit of a plan, or maybe even like a roadmap towards closing that. So an example would be like, okay, I want to reach out and I want to come see pile 2, or I'm going to work on this, or I'm going to fly over there, or I'm going to just make the plans, make the effort, right? And like no more excuses for that. Now we have the Knight of Cups. And what did we have under here? Oh, we have the Fool and the Page of Pentacles. I always like the Page of Pentacles, especially when it comes through as like almost like an offering too. It's always like somebody like holding something and like having something to offer, still kind of moving towards. It almost looks like this little sun energy here too. But with the Knight of Cups and the Fool, I wouldn't be surprised here if, again, this person comes out of nowhere or just musters up some sort of courage and starts to express themselves. That for some of you, that could indicate maybe like a long paragraph, a phone call, a meeting, wanting to meet up and stuff. But they really just want to tell you what's going on with them, how they feel. The Page of Pentacles can represent too, like growth, too, developing. And so they're in this energy of like, my feelings for you are developing, and I feel like I should express that. I feel like I should tell you that. I feel like I should show you that. Now the Fool card is like, well, it could be risky to come out and do that, to just say that. And this could also be depending on you and this person's current circumstances, right? Like say, for an example, you're not on good terms right now when you're watching this, or maybe you're not speaking, or whatever the case may be, right? Or maybe it's just something coming from in them, if that's not the case for any of you, or for most of you. But it's like taking that chance anyways, doing it anyways. It's like that Fool energy, and being optimistic about it too. The Fool is a card of optimism as well. And maybe at one point in time, when it came to expressing this person's feelings, whether that's like in past or past relationships, they felt like that was naive of them to go full-heartedly here. But with you, they feel an excitement towards that and a want to just express, which I think is really cool. And yeah, the bottom of the deck, a star, the hangman. Maybe if your circumstances are kind of leaving you guys stuck, like again, distance or whatever the circumstances are kind of being, it's given this person a chance to sit, contemplate, and really see something differently or get a new perspective here. Okay, Spirit, how is this person feeling about pile 2? Give us some more insights. Ooh, faith. I like that. Faith and determination. You know, determination can be a keyword for the Knight of Swords as well. Oh. And underneath here with the Knight of Wands, we have the Star. Wanting to have faith that it's all going to work out. Faith in you, faith in this situation, maybe even a little faith in the universe here. Or they're needing a little faith right now, a little blind faith when it comes to this full energy and this Knight of Cups as well. They're like, hey, I don't have all the answers for certain, and I don't know exactly what it's going to be, so I got to do what I got to do regardless of having that certainty, right? Like, whether the certainty is how you're going to react, the certainty is the end result. Is it going to work? Whatever it may be. And stuff, and the determination, I think, is what's fueling this. Tell us more about how this person is feeling. I do feel like there's a lot of energy in this person's and in this pile's, like, the collective energy. There's a lot of, like, energy. Like, I feel like very, like, almost like motivated or want to go forth. We have magic. Holy shit. Let's get one more. I felt comfort there too. Spirit, how's this person feeling? Ideation. They have ideas. That seems to be a theme. They have ideas. They have a plan. They have something here that they want to act out. They want to see for themselves too. Bottom of the deck, we have mystery. Oh my goodness. I like this. You know what's really interesting is a lot of times this energy comes out, a lot of it's really withheld by fear. But I'm not getting that. And I'm not saying this person never has doubts or never has fears or never has anxieties. But this energy just feels full on like, I know what I want. I know what I need to do. I gotta do it. Let's see where it goes. I'm excited. Let's see. Let's make it happen. Maybe even a little bit of confidence in there too. But it definitely feels like they have a plan, an idea here, a desire that they want to put forth with you. The magic and the mystery and the faith are like this person's energy saying, like, I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know exactly where it could lead. But I feel like going there. And I feel like seeing this through rather than not. And sometimes the mystery can bring up fears. You know, it can cause us to doubt and things like that. That's something that is natural, of course. Of course, it happens all the time. But the mystery is also full of everything. Like, it's full of the wonder. It's full of the greatest possibilities, as well as, you know, the things that we don't really want. And so maybe this person has kind of realized it could be both, right? It's not always negative. Maybe it could be, maybe it could work out, you know, and this could be like fueling this. This is really cool energy. The magic could also be the magician, right? Wanting to create this, wanting to make something happen. Okay, ball's in your court. Okay, you got the tools. You gotta do something, right? You gotta put this plan into action. And that seems to be a theme that's coming through over and over here. Regardless of what it may be or what it may not be, you know, maybe you gotta take a little risk here. Maybe you gotta get out of your comfort zone. Maybe you gotta grow a little bit, because that's where we grow, right? Is in the unknown, is in the mystery. We can't, it's like we can't stay exactly where you're at and still move forward at the same time. It seems to be like a theme here. Okay, let's get some channeled messages. I'm actually feeling called to start with this one. So Spirit, what is a channeled message about this person's feelings for my pile 2? I'm starting to fall for you. We saw those feelings developing. I feel really giddy too. What are some messages here? Oh, did you put a spell on me? Now, I know that kind of has negative connotations a lot of times. Like some people are like, I did not. But intuitively, I'm sensing mainly like this is just this person feeling very, very infatuated with you. Like when you think about what a love spell is meant to do, like even in like movies and things like that could just be very telling of how this person is currently feeling about you. Let's get one more from this deck, Spirit. Oops. And it fell on the ground, fell under my seat. I was a fool. We also have that Fool card energy here too. This could be like about taking that risk and about coming forward as well. Like it could just be like the parallels. But also, this person could also be thinking about like their past actions, or like if this person like was contemplating letting you go, or if they messed up in any sort of way. There's definitely that like realization with that hanged man too, or hanged woman. As I like open the deck, I want to show you guys, it says I want you so bad. I was like gonna shuffle it and put it back bottom of the deck. Now we have I think you're the one. Okay. All right, Spirit, let's get some more channeled messages. How is this person feeling about pile 2? What is happening here? Tell us. I never thought I would feel a love as strong as this. And then we have I'm only interested in your body sex. Now, this sounds really negative, but the fact that these came out together, I have to be honest, I feel like maybe this person at first was like ridiculously attracted to you, or there was this like super like strong sexual chemistry that they felt with you and stuff, and now they're like, so like that's what reeled them in, or like it could have even been like just an intention, you know, like not really thinking too much into it, not really thinking too far into it on like where this would go. Oh, pile 2 so good looking, like yeah, I want to do it with them, you know what I'm saying, like who wouldn't? But now they're like, I never thought that I would ever feel as strong as this. They're like, dang, I didn't think that it was even going to go like this. I didn't think I was going to feel like this. I didn't even think this was going to come of this. Now look at this person. They're fallen. They're like infatuated. They're acting stupid sometimes. That's crazy. Bottom of the deck, I feel whole with you. Okay, Spirit, give us a little bit more, maybe like 2 more here. How is this person feeling? What are their thoughts and feelings right now towards pile 2? Uh-oh, they're all gonna fall out. They're all gonna fall out. No! I'm so in love with you. Fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. That could be significant, but also that could just represent like the passion. I'm just seeing what fell out. I don't know how to love. I've been hurt too much before. So it kind of feels like maybe they're kind of walking into this situation, or they kind of went into this situation almost like with this energy of like, I don't know what to do, or like I've been hurt. So kind of like leading with those like past wounds, and then kind of like trying to clear that, or in the process of clearing that, or maybe for some of you even like kind of cleared that, and they're looking at this situation now with fresh eyes, that kind of full energy, right? Of like, oh, well, I'm seeing it differently now it's kind of affecting me differently, make me want to act differently, make me want to do it differently, but I've only been used to doing it this way. You make me feel alive. Oh my god, these are all very like on brand. And we have I can't get enough of you. Now, that for those of you that are like, well, all of the cards are like that, I assure you they are not. See, like these ones that I have an addiction, I'm trying to find some right now. There's like okay, now I can't. But like I feel so confused. There's like conflicting energies, right? And there's even negative energies here too. Look, I'm emotionally abusive. It says narcissist. You know what I'm saying? So like, because sometimes when like the readings come out, people are like, well, that's how the oracles are, because there are a lot of oracle decks, right, that are always like just very rainbows and sunshine, like one-sided type of things. I assure you these ones aren't. It just seems to be a general theme of how this person is feeling about you. There's a tremendous amount of passion. There's the feelings. It says, I'm so in love with you. I can't get enough of you. And yeah, this person is definitely, like we said, infatuated with you. You make me feel alive. There's like the fire sign energy, the passion. Maybe this person, sometimes they don't know how to act, and when they don't act right, it's obviously stemming from past wounds, past hurts, which is a lot of the time too. Like that's something that's also very normal in relationships. Like relationships are the things that kind of trigger those, right? And I would be even confident to say that even the most evolved people still don't go through all their relationships without some sort of this energy affecting them. And if they say that they don't, they're liars. Because you can have all the knowledge in the world, but this world is also here to test you. It just happens, okay? And there's nothing wrong with that. That's why it's like self-acceptance is important. And understanding, self-understanding. Bottom of the deck here, we have air sign, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, which I would say all of that swords energy, the Fool even being Mercury energy, we have lots of air sign energy coming through as well. So, we got way more. I kind of just put them all out there because that was kind of funny that they were all very similar to each other. But yeah, even the creative, we have the light bulb. And underneath there we have passion. Like, their feelings are being stirred, which are stirring ideas, which are trying to stir actions. All of these types of things here too. It kind of feels like they're all influencing each other, which kind of makes me think again, these like 3 pegs. Okay, start here, next. Very interesting. Let's get some significant zodiac signs here. We're going to get some confirmation. Although, did we have any? So we have Mercury, so potentially Gemini and Virgo. The world always makes me think of earth sign energy too, because it's literally like the earth. But if that's the case, then we have like almost everything already present. So let's see. Oh, the Fool. Did I say the Fool was Mercury energy? Oh my god, I was so wrong. The Fool is Uranus energy. Ooh, some of you guys are probably like, are you freaking serious over there? It's Uranus energy. So we have Aquarius. Magic, though, the Magician, is the Mercury energy. Because this was making me think of the Magician, and I think that's where my wires got crossed, so I apologize. But this is Uranus energy, so even more air energy with Aquarius being significant. Sorry about that, guys. It happens sometimes. Okay. What are some significant zodiac signs, Spirit, for my pile 2s? Scorpio coming out first. So also Scorpio season, we have the month of November, the end of October, Halloween. That's always makes me think of Scorpio season. It's Halloween time. We have Aquarius coming through. So the end of January and the month of February. And Libra. So yeah, again, tons of air sign energy. I'm having a brain fart. September and October. And more Aquarius. I was like, should we get one more? And then it turns out to be the same. And then I drop it again on Scorpio. So heavy those energies. If this reading resonated with you and you don't see their significant zodiac sign, do not fret, do not worry. Take what resonates for you. Sometimes we don't need confirmation, right? We know what we know. We feel what we feel, and that is enough. So validate yourself. If you felt confused this whole reading and you're like, oh, I don't know, it's for me, I don't know, and then you didn't see, maybe that's a sign too. But just again, that's up to you. Okay. We have an O, an F, a B, a T, we have a G, we have a GTFO. Did maybe somebody here told this person to get the fuck out? Did we say B already? I think we did. We have a K. We have an X. A Y. We have two W's here. We have an N. An I. A U. Ooh, we can spell them and with an R, the last one. We can spell 4. So the number 4 could be significant. 444. But we have an R. So those are the initials here. Again. Ooh, right here we have the word N. Or in, I mean. Get in where I fit in. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, if you don't see their initials or anything like that, don't worry. If you feel strongly this reading is for you, and usually the fact that you're still here means that you're meant to be here. There was something, at least something of substance here for you. So that's it. So now we're going to move on to the last part. Oh my gosh, my palm is itching. Does that mean money? Have you guys heard that? When your palm's itching, it means money. Or something, right? Your palm's itching, like something's coming. All right. So this is the message for you. We're going to read from the guidebook just because I love these messages from the guidebook. And I feel like they're so helpful and so beautiful and so insightful. And then we'll also do it intuitively here too. So you get the best of both worlds. Spirit, what is the message here for pile 2? Just a message for them to take with them. What do they need to know? Small steps, big accomplishments. We have the world here as well. And turtles. The energy of Gaia can be very important to you as well, if not tuning into that energy. That is the energy of the earth. I'm hearing the Schumann is it the Schumann resonance? There's some of you looking into that. But on the bottom of the deck, we had metamorphosis. I love that too. Metamorphosis obviously being transformation. We have the caterpillar and the butterfly. And sometimes the caterpillar can't see themselves as the butterfly just yet, or they can't see that part of the journey yet, but they're still going and they're trusting. And sometimes we have to go through uncertainty, to go through discomfort, and we have to come out the other side to see for ourselves. It's just for some reason a message coming through here as well, because when the process of the caterpillar turning into the butterfly, it can be quite uncomfortable. But it forces them to grow, it forces them to evolve. Now they have these beautiful, wonderful wings, and they are like anything that was kind of limiting them before, they've shed, and they're able to fly, they're able to do what it is they need to do and what it is they want to do. Wings can represent freedom as well too. So this could also be about anything that or anywhere, specifically in love or this relationship where you are feeling restricted, anything that is challenging you, anything that you may be going through right now where it's discomfort, right? this isn't it. You're not limited to just this all the time, everywhere. You know, there is growth happening. You are in a process of transformation. And I know you probably hear that all the time too when you think of the transformation, or you think you get a lot of readings, right? And they're like, you're in a transformation and blah, blah, blah. And sometimes all it takes is for us to look back at the past versions of ourselves to see that we have gone through multiple transformations, right? The version of you, whether it was last year, a few years ago, versus the version of you now, you have transformed a lot of the time. You have learned. And if you feel like you haven't, if I say that and you're like, no, I'm the same, then all I have to say to that is, oh wait, it's coming then. There's late bloomers. Sorry about my nose. I was telling pile 1 too, it's gotten hotter faster. The allergy, like the plants and everything, my allergies have been acting up, which they never normally do. So weird. But small steps, big accomplishments. We don't have to have all of the answers right now. We don't have to know everything, do everything, have everything right now in our grasp. This could also be the answers to this connection. This could also be where you want to go, that end result, that ring, that long-term commitment, right? Those are all things that take time. Those are all things that take small bits of effort that lead you to there. Constant present moments, right? That lead you to where you want to go. So being present is something that's very important here too. Ooh, we have opportunity. Woodpecker coming through. So the sea turtles migrate thousands of miles each year while swimming at a slow, methodical pace. The key medicine is that what you wish to manifest will take dedicated, consistent, and patient effort. Land turtle reinforces this message about the slow process toward your desires, further speaking to us about how grounded this point of view is. Nothing represents being grounded quite like a land turtle, built sturdy and close to Mother Earth. Small, consistent efforts will lead to long-lasting success. Be patient. I feel like I had to put emphasis on that. Be patient. Do not rush for immediate rewards. Understand that immediate gratification cannot sustain what is needed for long-term success. Shortcuts yield short-term success, and instant gratification is for the weak mind. Sea turtle is not instantly born in the sea swimming towards his goals. He first must build his muscle by slowly breaking out of the shell and journeying towards his desire to be in the great sea. Allow things to develop at their own pace and plan for a lengthy dedication toward your goal. This is a very promising card as it speaks to happy results. You are building something great, and its full fruition needs time. Turtle's medicine shares that slow and steady efforts are the most important to you. Something powerful is in develop. What is built slowly stands longer. Now, this could also be indicative of this connection, right? You may not have all the answers right now, but just know that as long as there is slow and steady movement from both ends, you and them can achieve whatever it is that you're trying to achieve within this connection. If that's not the case for some of you, this slow and steady accomplishments and these achievements are coming towards your bigger picture here, your true destinations and where you feel led in life. So your metamorphosis. Underneath that, we literally have transformation with the phoenix. So if that wasn't more obvious about your own personal inner transformation, then that's what this is. And it could be a bunch of little transformations that lead up to a new version of yourself, or a version of yourself that is no longer affected by the old things, or a version of yourself that is so much wiser, more patient, more guided, more in tune, whatever it may be, right? I'm just naming off things because it could for some of you be all of that in one. We are always growing, we are always evolving, no matter the most evolved person. If the most evolved person thinks that they know everything and they have all of the answers, and they're probably not as evolved as they may think. A very evolved person that knows that they are the eternal student, that they are still learning, that they are still growing, that they are always adapting, shifting, being molded into whatever it is that their final form in this life may be, even if that even exists, right? they are somebody who is very wise and very evolved and stuff like that. So regardless of where you're at, like, we go through constant transformations and growth and evolution all the time. Some very minute, some very easy, some very deep, some are very hard, right? But it's all a part of the process of you. And I feel like with these small steps, big accomplishments, sometimes the best thing we can do for ourselves and our mental health is just take things day by day. And that can also stop the overwhelming feelings of what's going on or what we need or what we want and all of this. And it kind of bridges that distance of like, well, what can I do for myself today? What do I need today? Tomorrow you'll ask yourself what you can do tomorrow, what you can do tomorrow. The next day you may receive a different information. You may receive, whether that's the communication, or you may have a talk, or you may, you know what I'm saying? What can you do that day? And it's all planning for that too, but that's how you get there, right? Same thing in relationships. It's not always positive when you rush in very fast. That can be okay, and that can work too. But even when you do rush in really fast, then there has to be a time where you start to think, okay, you start to plan, you start to work together day by day. And all of these things, even if it's like arguments that you overcome, even if it's relationships that you heal from, or past things that you heal from, or getting to the next step in your relationship, all of these are a part of the journey, and these are important steps for you. Yeah. I just felt like throwing that. Do we have any more messages here for pile 2 before we leave? Do we want another card or anything? Are we good, Spirit? I just heard we're good. Okay. Ooh, bottom of the deck now, we have the illusion. And there's that shark here. Right there. So don't trust everything that you think all the time. Our minds are crafty creators, right? And sometimes the things that we're scared of, or the things that we're worried about, are just that, in the mind. Immense growth underneath that. Yeah. You do feel like you're in this energy of, I want to say overcoming, but it's like, what overcoming or becoming? I feel like becoming is very fit too. But it's important not to trust every thought that we have. That's a lesson that I've learned too. Like, you have anxieties and you have fears, and the times where you move through them, even if it's the uncertainties and stuff, the times that you move through them and you move through it with awareness of, or almost like initiating the fact of like, I know that I'm feeling this way. I know that my mind is telling me this, but I'm going to grow and I'm going to branch out and I'm going to see it through anyways. I'm going to do that anyways, even though my fears are telling me it's dangerous and to not do that and to not go there, to not, even if it's just not doing anything, right? And stuff like that. And you're like, your mind's telling you, or your fears are telling you one thing. A lot of the times we're proven right on the other end, if that makes sense. And there has been times where our fears, were right and things like that. And that can also create the beliefs that hold us back too. So kind of like working through that, learning about your mind, befriending your mind too, because it's just trying to keep you safe. But sometimes keeping us safe is limiting us too. And sometimes our fears are just flat out lying to us. And that's something that I've had to learn as well. Like, I've had, even sometimes, like, an example for me would be like when I first started this channel. I did not want to like be seen, or like I was very like skeptical of criticism, and it's the big bad internet, right, where everyone's a critic and stuff like that. And like my mind would tell me like, that's not gonna work, they're gonna hate you. Like, for some reason, like, my mind was like, they're gonna come out here with pitchforks and fire, and they're gonna try to, like, a big angry mob online and stuff. And like, Even though like you do get like a little bit of negativity, or for some more than not, even when you do it, you're like, oh, it's not that bad. Or like half the time I was like, wait, everything I was worried about didn't even happen. You get what I'm saying? And so we have to be aware of these things just so we can like say, okay, I understand why you're doing that or why you feel that way, but I have to see this through. And then you make the conscious decision, and in that sense you're standing in the driver's seat. Well, you don't stand, you're sitting in the driver's seat, right? And so yeah, just take it one step at a time. Little bit of effort here, you know, and just to see where it goes, see where you're headed, see where this path's headed, have a little bit of trust, have a little bit of faith, and you will be okay. Don't let your mind play tricks on you. Don't let your mind bully you. You got this. Okay, so I am going to leave this reading here, but there is one message about this card about staying grounded. We had the water and we had the earth kind of going together. It can be easy to go way too off the shore into the depths, specifically in the spiritual community as well here too. Just make sure you're having a balance. You have a foot in the water and you have a foot on land. And what I mean by that is you're very intuitive and you're in your spiritual senses and things like that, but you're also grounded, knowing on the earth here too. Like, you know what is what. You're keeping your wits about you. Spirit says you have sails too. You can always redirect them whenever you feel like you need to. You can always, as far out as you venture, no matter what, you can always turn this boat around if you feel like you need to, and whatever that may mean to you. Or your spirit or your higher self calls it back to them anyways. But just try your best to stay grounded. Take it one step at a time. Be in the moment, enjoy the process, enjoy your life, even if it's like something as little as a day off, right, from work. Enjoy that. Don't let everything else ruin it for you. And I think that's some advice we can all hear now and then too. But yeah, I am gonna leave this reading here. Oh, it's 47:47 right when I look at the clock too, so that could be significant. Mirroring numbers are always kind of significant in ways where they're like, oh, and also you can always look it up as an angel number too. So if you feel like Googling 4747 right now and seeing what that means, feel free and let me know. But I am going to leave it here. Thank you so much for all the love and the support that I get from you guys. Thank you to those who are subscribed. You are a part of the Vibrant Soul Tribe, and I couldn't do it without you. And I love the fact that you wanted to subscribe to be a part of this community. It makes me feel so good. It warms my little heart. Thank you to those who just like the videos or comment or show support in any way. I'm always grateful for you. So if you want to be a part of the Vibrant Soul Tribe, all you have to do is subscribe. And that's it. And you can check out some of the timeless tarot content I have posted, or some of the content coming up. If you don't want to, that's perfectly okay. Maybe I'll see you on your timeline someday in the future whenever you need a reading. Who knows? But either way, I will see you guys there. Bye. Hi, Pile 3. Welcome back to your reading. If you chose the Third Eye Tarot, or if you chose this cool green looking crystal here that we have, you have found the right place. So today we are asking, how does that person feel about you? What are their current thoughts and feelings towards you? And what do you need to know about it, or this person in general? So I hope you guys are comfortable and relaxed and ready for a reading. First things first, just before we begin, I'm going to set the intention and tune in and invite Spirit. So Spirit, if you could please tune me into my Pile 3's collective energy and the collective messages here on this person, on their mind, and how they feel about them. How does this person feel about my Pile 3s? May this reading offer Pile 3 insights into this, answers to this, or clarity that they are needing at this time. May this reading just be anything as well that they need to hear in regards to this person's feelings for them, or about this person, or about the connection in general at the time that they're coming across this reading. Thank you, Spirit. Let's go. So we are asking, how do they feel about you, pile 3? Spirit, how does this person feel about pile 3? What are their feelings for pile 3 right now at the time that pile 3 is coming across this reading? Whenever that may be. What are their feelings for pile 3? Ooh, the Fool. I feel as though the Fool has been very prominent in all 3 piles. The Fool has come out in all of those piles. Interesting. How does this person feel? We have the Hierophant. So the zodiac signs of Aquarius and Taurus could be significant. How do they feel? What are their feelings for pile 3, Spirit? We have the 6 of Cups and the King of Wands. So clarifying the Fool card here. Why is the Fool here? Okay. So we have the 10 of Cups coming out. We also have the Lovers and the Chariot. So this could also be significant for the zodiac signs of Gemini and Cancer. But we'll talk about this in a second. Clarify the Hierophant. We have the 2 of Swords. Clarify the 6 of Cups. We have Justice. And clarify the King of Wands. We have the 4 of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck now, we have the High Priestess. Oh, I love that it's her depicted as holding a direct mirror. Okay. How does this person feel about you? I'm going to start by saying that this feels like a person that you do have history with. It doesn't have to be a certain crazy long amount of history, but there's past energy that's coming up here that I think this person wants to work through. It almost feels like they want to, with this Justice card, right past wrongs, or they've been feeling like whatever has happened or is happening right now, it just doesn't feel like it's how it should be. And so they feel like they want to do the right thing, if that makes sense. And that could just be like doing the right thing, what feels right to them as well. But with the Justice and the 6 of Cups, this could be like karmic lessons as well. I've learned from my past. I've seen my mistakes. I've seen what I've needed to see. And now it's time to almost pivot in a way of like, that version of me is gone. That version is over. That past energy is gone. I want to show you who I am right now. I want to show you what I can do, and I can show you that whether or not this person feels like they can make something right, make this right with you. Let's talk about the Fool card energy. So the Fool card, talking about that it's a new beginning. A lot of the time it's the number 0. It's the number of potential. It's also the card of like, it can be depicted as wiping the slate clean. We have a little newborn baby here, right? So coming into this relationship, coming into this connection with fresh eyes, the eyes of a newborn child, right? Which is not letting anything from the past limit or forgetting all of the past and just moving forward here and wanting to be happy. That's how this person feels about you. They're like, you know what? I want to forget it all and I just want to be happy. We have the Lovers and we have the Chariot here as well. This is moving forward with this connection. I like that it's two hands being held, and there's also two paths that were once separated that intertwine here as well. That could also represent destiny in that sense. And the Chariot is our willpower, so it kind of makes me feel like, oh, we have the World there. It makes me feel like this person is feeling very determined here to set the record straight with you, to wipe the slate clean, to move forward, because they feel like you are their lover, the lover here in their card, that your guys' paths were meant to intertwine, that there's something still here. When it comes to commitment and the future, maybe even marriage and things like that, I feel like this person recently has been a little bit isolated. And I feel like that's something that they've been weighing out like a lot, or knowing that this is the important decision here on where their commitments lie, what choices that they make, and that sort of thing. And so with that being said, I think there could have been some valuable lessons that this person has learned up to this point about commitment. And they feel like they're wiser now. They feel like they're able to give you an answer. They feel like they're able to actually decide this instead of avoiding it altogether. Because the Ten of Cups here is this future that they do see with you. They see you and them being very happy together. And they do see a tremendous amount of potential here in this connection. Now, the Fool card can come at a risk, right? It's going forth and it's trusting that, and it's taking that next step. And maybe for some of you, this person has gone through a significant transformation, almost like a rebirth type of energy. But I keep hearing the phrase fresh eyes. So not letting anything from the past influence this connection is something that's how they feel, or at least that's something that they want. I know that may be easier said than done, but it kind of feels like the past is the past. It's worked out the way that it's worked out with justice. They feel like they've gotten their karma, or that those things are settled, and now they want to make it right, or balance the scales, if so to speak here. If this, it kind of feels like there's an energy of wanting to show you your worth, wanting to show you what you deserve in this sense. And I'm also feeling like there's realizations of past things not working out for a reason that they didn't quite understand before, but they're starting to now. And that could also just be the influence of their feelings here too. Now I see why that happened. Now I see why that didn't work out with so-and-so. Also, now I see how I got that reaction from you. Now I see how that played out due to my mistakes, my actions, my choices. Regardless of anything, this person wants to be happy, and they want you to be happy too. But in their world, you guys would be happy together. The King of Wands indicates here that this person has a tremendous amount of passion and maybe even drive for you. They may be wanting to, when I think of the King of Wands, I think of a very important leadership role, right? So it's a lot of times taking charge. It's taking charge, and it's doing it in a way that is not hurtful, because you've matured, right? So like you can control your passion in a way and direct it in ways that benefit you and even benefit others, right? Because it's a king, which usually rules a kingdom. The Four of Pentacles, however, I feel in this sense could potentially represent this person holding on to their safety, holding on to their security in their comfort zone. And it could also represent them holding on to you too, very tightly, and wanting to hold on to this connection very tightly. Because the Four of Pentacles is what we feel like we have right now of value. Of course, it's finances too, like, right? It's that sense of security of like that saving that money to fall back on at the same time. But in a love reading here, there's something that they're holding on to that's making them feel safe. So it could also be stopping them from directing this energy in that way, holding them back in that way here too. But I also heard that you, that was cute. They're like, you are my prized possession. Okay, that could be a little, that to some of you that could maybe not be what it kind of felt like, or maybe rub you the wrong way. But that was the message, okay? And also noting we have the High Priestess under here, the overall energy. There's spirit afoot. There's influencing energy and things happening that we can't see at this time, right? It's to be felt, it's to be worked through, it's the intuition doing its thing. And sometimes I think that they don't quite understand this connection, and that's where that's showing up. Like, I don't understand why I feel this way. I don't understand why this is what I want, or why it's so prominent. And the High Priestess is coming through to say, well, because you can't physically see it, and there's something very spiritual here happening. Let's grab isolation. How is this person feeling about pile 3, Spirit? What can you tell us? Stop. Ooh. How is this person feeling about pile 3? Maybe things have come to a stop, or they've mystery. We were just talking about that. How is this person feeling about pile 3? Surrender. Funny that surrender card was the only card coming in reverse, I must say. Bottom of the deck we have ghost. Now ghost could be like a disappearance. Like maybe the situation stopped abruptly for some of you. I am going to pull, I think, some tarot, but some tarot to clarify this too, but to get deeper into the feelings aspect of it. But I do want to say the ghost can be things that are still haunting you. They can be things that aren't physically present, but their energy is still there as well. This could be like how they're feeling right now with the situation. Sometimes the ghost can also represent things that we thought we're done with, that we thought were over, and they're coming back too. Ghosts of the past, right? Spirit, why is the stop card here? Ooh, if they can't like let go, or they can't get what they want, they're like, I just want it to stop. I wish this would just stop. Because then they may be quite haunted by this situation. Yeah. We have the 5 of Pentacles. They're definitely feeling it very intensely, or there's definitely wounds, insecurities, a feeling of lack. If there is a separation, and if they're hurting, they kind of just want it to stop. It kind of feels like this has been a struggle for them in this sense too, which is why I think that this person is kind of going through their own sense of rebirth. But also there's been a lot of wanting to just forget the past, wipe the slate clean. There's something very heavy that's lingering with this person that they make they're finding it very hard to let go. It kind of feels like this, and whatever has been happening that's been triggering them, like if they've been feeling less than, if they've been feeling left out in the cold, if they've had like other wounds where it's abandonment wounds or anything like that, right, that has been going on, they just want to put that to rest. They don't want to keep doing that. So whatever they feel they need to do to ease this is something that they're currently trying to come up with or grasp at this time. We have the 3 of Pentacles underneath there. And I think that when surrender comes up, okay, so like with the surrender, yeah, now that I like just stopped, we have the 8 of Cups. So they've probably been wanting to detach, but also there's this elevation. I like this. It's like walking away from all of the hurt, all of the issues, all of the things that aren't serving you, and moving up higher, like elevating your consciousness. And we have the Hanged Man in reverse here too, which is a lack of surrender. What kind of, I think, is lingering to this person too is their inability at this time to surrender to whatever the current circumstances are between you and them. They're finding it really hard to accept. The uncertainty is coming through very strong in this mystery energy here too. And I do feel like there are very strong feelings and very strong emotions that do come up, almost like a ghost from the past. Yeah, in energetic form. Wow. Sometimes surrendering can be the best thing that can help us, but it feels like it's the last thing we want to do. Okay, I want to see some of these before I... Bottom of the deck, your silence is the loudest sound of all. Spirit, what is this person's feelings right now? Spring. Spring is also a time of rebirth as well. I am lost in you. What are their feelings for pile 3, Spirit? You make me feel alive. Let's get one more from this deck. I stalk your social media platforms. Bottom of the deck, we have darling, you are perfect. We have I'm emotionally unavailable. If I don't miss you, I'm going to propose to you. I want to marry you. There's a lot of like opposite ends of the spectrum here. You know, if this person was in denial for a long time, I think that that's catching up to them. And that could have been denial about, or just with that emotional unavailability to like trying not to feel, trying not to do that. It kind of feels like it's the past is caught up with them in that sense. And I want to say intuitively, this you make me feel alive. It doesn't feel as positive as it sounds. And what I mean by that is sometimes like when we go through life not caring, or when we go through life kind of feeling numb or avoidant and things like that, pain or just intense feelings in general can make us feel alive. There's also, you can appreciate that for what it is too. I'm not saying you can't, but I feel like that's what this is saying. Okay, let's see what the other deck says, and then we'll keep channeling, see any other messages. One of the things with the Two of Swords and the Hierophant here too is what this person feels they can offer, what kind of commitment they can or cannot give you. There's a hesitancy to fully commit, and it doesn't even have to be like just committing in a relationship. There's hesitancy to fully decide and commit on this person's end, because that means you have to be all in, and that means that you have to risk it. That means that you have to not just talk the talk, you have to walk the walk, and there's intensity behind that. I don't know why I acted that way. I'm head over heels for you. Bottom of the deck, maybe I don't deserve you. Tell me how you feel about me. Let's see, how does this person feel, Spirit? I wanted to reach out, but I kept stopping myself. That's that staying in the comfort zone, that King of Wands, of like wanting to take that action, wanting to take the lead, wanting to, you know, it's like being the leader of your own life, or you making the decisions, you know, based on what your heart is saying, based on, because it's like that fire energy, right? Based on what you feel like. And I think that there's something that they're still holding on to, which is staying in their comfort zone. You make me so proud. I want to show you how this is kind of poking out. Literally it's like this. I want to make this work. I never meant to hurt you here. Let's get one more though. See what actually wants to come out though. We have I'm happily being single right now. Bottom of the deck we have, did you put a spell on me? I think this person likes not having commitments, not having responsibilities. I am sensing an avoidance of this as well. But the thing is that there's been feelings and things that have stirred within this person that they feel like they can't completely dissolve themselves from. Which is why we have that stop. We have that Five of Pentacles coming through as well, which means that there's been hard, like tough energy that this person's been going through, and they're like, is it going to stop? Why won't this stop? And I think that the Spirit's like, as long as this person keeps running from this, as long as this person keeps avoiding these feelings and things like that, it's gonna keep happening, right? And I love this, darling, you are perfect here, because this person's actions may have portrayed something different. And of course, no one's perfect, right? But it feels like in this person's eyes, there's nothing more you could have done. Or maybe it's almost like you were too perfect. I'm being redirected, like too good to be true. And I'm not saying that to stroke anyone's ego. I'm saying that sometimes other people's actions can make us feel like we didn't do enough, or we're not enough, and it's the irony of that. Sometimes when something seems too good to be true, people can sabotage. Someone can be too much of a good thing to them, and it triggers these emotions to where they run, and it's not, and it hasn't been communicated, right? Or it hasn't been said, so you're left feeling, or the other person's left feeling like, what the fuck is wrong with me? What did I do? Right? And I feel like this is coming to remind you that nothing. It's not, it's probably not even you. You were a mirror to this person. And with this, I'm happily being single right now. Even though this person feels a certain type of way, they're hesitant. We have that Two of Swords, which is that hesitancy, but they're hesitant to sacrifice their comfort, sacrifice maybe everything that they've been kind of going through to push forward. But I don't think this person realizes what actually is on the other end, which is probably something way better, right? I don't think that they realize what's on the other side. I think they're only seeing this through the lens of their current emotions. Maybe this person's past has done a number on them. And I also, Spirit's redirecting me. Where does it say? It says like, I don't know something. Oh, I don't know why I acted that way. There's things that this person does beyond their awareness. Subconscious patterns. Beyond why they know, right? They kind of just go with emotions and stuff. Whereas if you're somebody who's very spiritual, which a lot of you are, and you're aware of the shadow work aspect, you're aware of bringing these unconscious patterns to light so you can make a conscious decision type of energy. It feels like this person in this particular case for certain things isn't quite there yet. Yeah, we have the Tower, and then we have the Three of Swords, and you can just see that these feel very tough. This could have been a very karmic connection, very karmic situation, but it's triggering a tremendous amount of growth, almost like we said, a rebirth. And in order for this person to have this full happiness, they have to take these risks. They have to cleanse. They have to see things through fresh eyes, and like we were talking about too. And so if they are limiting themselves and staying in this comfort zone, kind of just feels like this is where they're at. And that's why they're like, stop. Why won't this stop? Why do these things from the past keep coming up? Why does this self-sabotage? Why do I keep doing this? I don't know why. I don't know why I acted that way. But these things are meant to be realized, meant to be discovered here. All right, so let's get some significant zodiac signs to see if we can get some confirmation for you. Don't worry if there's no confirmation for you. If this reading resonated, it's for you. We have Justice here. That's what I'm looking at it with Libra. We have the Fool card with... Oh, we did say cards, didn't we? What did we say? I said signs in the beginning. I know I did, but I just can't remember them right now. So let's focus on what comes out here. So Spirit, what are some significant zodiac signs? Sagittarius coming through. The month of December could be significant. Sagittarius seems to be very significant. Or the end of November. We have Virgo as well. So the month of September or the end of August could be significant here too. And Leo. So we did say August as well, or the end of July, summertime, springtime. The springtime too can also represent like melting away that wintry ice. Things coming back to life. Maybe you've made this person feel alive again. That's the springtime here too. Oh crap, like I feel stuff now. What the heck? That sort of thing. Last one. Okay, one more because we got Virgo again. Okay, any other confirmation signs? Gemini. Perfect. Okay. What are some significant initials here? We have a G, an O, so we have go. We have two O's actually. We have C. Oh, goo makes me think of, there's a specific card in this oracle deck and it talks about goo and slime. And it talks about like moving through that energy, that heavy energy and stuff, and kind of getting yourself out of a sticky situation. That just immediately came to my mind. We also have COO, like coo, like a dove, coo. Ooh, doves represent peace and stuff too, and spirit. Also, coo is like slang for like it's coo. maybe that's how it seems, but it's not always all cool all the time. So, oh yeah, I already said we had a G. We have an M. We have an F. A Y. An H, an E. Oh, we can literally spell the name Henry. An N. Yeah, we have an R and a Y. We can spell the name Henry right here. How fun. We have a Z, a P, and an F. Okay, and I wasn't going to say anything, but F and M was right next to each other, and that happened in another pile too, but it was a different message. So F and M can be like frequency. What frequency are you on, and what frequencies are you or this person tuning into? Is it the same frequency? Are they meeting you at your frequency? It just depends, but also it's like a reminder too that we can control that for the most part, right? We don't always have to be in a high frequency to receive things. That's the whole point of this world, right? It is very dense and we have ups and downs and things like that. But it was just a message there of just questioning that. Okay. So So I'm going to leave that portion of the reading here. I was looking, I was like, is anything else coming to mind here? Any words, things like that? This was like almost making me think of like spelling phoenix. We don't have an X. So maybe like a phoenix transformation, but it's not complete yet for this person because it's not a complete word here. Interesting. Let's go ahead and get a card for you. I want to get a card and advice for you, or just a message, really. Just a message to take with you. Maybe something to resonate in the future. Maybe something to resonate right now. But Spirit, what is the message here for pile 3 in regards to this situation, in regards to anything that they're going through right now? Keep trying. And then we have nourishment while waiting. Bottom of the deck, we have attract through glow with this little firefly. I remember the message in this deck, and I think it's very powerful and very important. Now, we are going to read it, but it reminds us of, it really has a story about everything in every situation that we go through, whether it works out or it doesn't. It has some sort of importance to lead you to where you are meant to be led, which is the things, the outcomes that you want, right? And we'll read it. We'll read it so it'll make better sense, and it'll be like telling the story exactly. But I know exactly what this is talking about. So let's get into it. And I think this is, and it sticks with me because it's such a powerful message. Some of them I completely forget immediately, and some of them really, really stick with me. This is Starfish one is one that really sticks with me. So the medicine of this card speaks of wishes being granted, but also the understanding that you will have to try again and again to receive what you desire. The process of trial and error will lead you to fulfillment. There is a story of a young maiden who prayed and prayed and prayed to the stars to heal her so she could fully serve her purpose. She tried everything but failed to ever feel whole. One day the young maiden received a starfish from the stars. She thought to herself, "This must be what will heal me." The young maiden inspected the starfish, sang to the starfish, and danced with the starfish in hopes that it would heal her. But nothing happened. As a last resort, she took a small bit of the starfish's arm. Still, nothing happened. The young maiden cried out to the stars and cursed them for her inability to be healed, aka you receiving something or going through a situation or having a connection that didn't freaking work out. You tried everything, and it feels like you look back on your past and you're like, I've tried that, that didn't work out. So you're frustrated, you're angry, you're cursing the stars, you're cursing the universe and saying, why the hell do you keep bringing me this? Why do I have to keep going through this? This is so frustrating. I deserve better than this. And the reason why I feel so passionate about saying that is because those feelings are 100% valid. A lot of the time in like these messages and also in the spiritual community, it can get misconstrued of like staying positive. Staying positive and staying hopeful doesn't mean that you can't feel how you feel and you feel the frustrations, because that is just as important as part of the journey as the positivity part too, right? The positivity is that light in the dark. The positivity is that when we are going through these frustrations, there's still something within us. There's still that itty bitty spark that's like, well, I still am going to keep going. Maybe I don't understand it. And yeah, you know what? Fuck that. And fuck what they did and all of that, right? Feeling all of these things and still being like, well, still having some little bit of hope to keep moving forward or to keep trying. You get what I'm saying? Okay, so sorry. I got into one of my little spouts there for a second. Let me find out. Maiden cried out to the stars and cursed them for her inability to be healed. She fell to her knees and begrudgingly threw the starfish into the pond before her. As she wept in despair, her gaze fell upon the starfish subtly moving in the waters. As she watched it regrow the arm she had taken a bite of, the medicine of the starfish was revealed to her. It was at this very moment she had a deep expansion of consciousness. By witnessing the starfish regenerate, she understood the message from the stars. She could heal herself. The ability to do this was not outside of herself. It was always within. This was when the young maiden began to heal, which is what she said she wanted the whole time. Whether you are healing, manifesting, or creating a meaningful relationship, Starfish's medicine is to keep trying. Understand that all you deem to be failures leads you closer to the right action. If the young maiden didn't take multiple approaches, she would have never been able to, or she would have never been led to the answers that lie within. Also ending on the number 11. And I think that that's very important. Sometimes we can't see the bigger picture, but like if she didn't try all those things, if she didn't bite it, if she didn't get so angry and frustrated and throw it into the water and and like almost borderline freaking give up, you know what I'm saying? She wouldn't have seen that. But the thing is that all of that was already understood by spirit, by the stars that granted her that starfish. All of that was already seen, was already a part of the process here. And it's so hard for us to understand that sometimes in our limited mindset. It's so hard to understand why the hell we have to keep freaking going through stuff, or why we keep dealing with other people's bullshit, and why. And trust me, I feel that in my soul, right? But there's this little glimpse of light. There's this little glimpse of light within you, right? It's your higher self. It's spirit. It's the universe. It's what you are made of. It's this little glimpse of light within you that says, well, there's something to it, to keep trying, to keep going, regardless of how much you've been hurt, regardless of how disappointed you are. And it doesn't mean right after too, or it's taking your time, and it's just, or even if keep going is just waking up tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And like, there's just this little glimpse, and that's that little glimpse of positivity. That's that little glimpse of hope within us that just says, there's a reason for this. Maybe we don't understand, and maybe we don't even think that there's a reason, but it's there, and it all makes sense later, eventually, at some points, right? But it's okay to not understand how, and it's okay to be frustrated. I want to say, validate that too. And screw anyone who's like messing with you in negative ways too. Like, you can have forgiveness for them and still like tell them to fuck off. If that resonates with you, you know what I'm saying? So we have the baby hawk. Hawk is a power bird with big medicine. Hawk is fearless, the visionary, the messenger, and the balanced one. Hawk is your highest self. Baby hawk in this image represents the part of you with an overwhelming desire to step into who you are fully and fulfill your purpose. Now, the who you are fully and to fulfill your purpose could be, your love life too. It could be this relationship, or the relationships that you've dealt with, right? Like, you want what you want, and you don't want to settle, and you know what you deserve, right? And so the baby hawk can also represent in a way that resonates with you as that too, is like, you will fulfill this purpose, you will grow into that, you will find that, you will do that. But right now there's nourishment, and there's something of substance to where you're at right now, even if you don't want to be there. And I can't stress that enough. Like, it's so annoying sometimes, but like, sometimes we don't want to be where we're at right now, but we need to. Even if it's just to rest, even if it's just to cleanse, or even if it's just to see something that you're going to see further on, right? There's mystery behind that. Okay. Baby hawk in this represents the part of you with an overwhelming desire to step into who you are fully and fulfill your purpose. Mouse represents the nourishment baby hawk will need to develop into her most fulfilled self. Baby hawk teaches us the wisdom of nourishment while waiting. This is a moment for patience. What you will do while you wait for your vision to manifest. Or, I'm sorry, that was a question. What will you do while you wait for your vision to manifest? The flower blossoms in its own time. Spring. Sorry. Synchronicity. The flower blossoms in its own time, but the gardener cultivates the seed's growth. The gardener ensures the seed's fullest development by nourishing it, pulling the weeds that threaten it, and planting the seed where it will receive the most sunlight. While you wait for the next step to be revealed, you must similarly prepare yourself for success. Baby hawk needs to be nourished before she can achieve all her greatness as adult hawk. And this is why you must nourish yourself on every possible level. Ask yourself what skills your future self holds that you currently do not, and then start researching and practicing them. Once you grow and develop these skills, you will step into your highest self. This can also be about learning about yourself too, or looking into those triggers and stuff, where kind of those parts of us that every time we touch or every time something brings it or shines light upon it, we go, oh hell no, or we go, ew, no, like that uncomfortability or things like that, aka that's like literally just shadow work. Wise and old hawk looks back on her past self and shares the medicine to not just wait in patience, but to learn while you wait. Stay persistent on your path towards growth and develop and strengthen yourself, for it is the consistent nourishment to become your greatest self that magnetizes you towards your dreams unimaginable to you now. This message feels very powerful and very profound, and it also just feels like a reminder too. That's why I like the advice. The advice a lot of the time doesn't feel like anything new that I'm telling you. It kind of feels like a reminder, or maybe hearing it again but with different eyes or a different perspective shift, right? Little things like that can be very significant here too. And so again, I like the fact that this is saying that you're leading yourself and you're being led to something very wonderful, very great. And every step along the way, every failure along the way, seemingly failure, I want to do that like in quotations, failure, is actually just another step closer, even though it doesn't feel like that or it doesn't look like that in our hindsight. And it's interesting that it's the hawk too, because the baby hawk is in the nest, right? Or it's sitting, it can't fly yet, and it's nourishing. The adult hawk is in the sky with the vision to be able to see that higher perspective of everything, right? And that's very telling to this. It's almost metaphorical for you of like, well, you're gonna see soon enough, and it's gonna be better than you can imagine. And as long as you're moving forward, as long as you're not settling, and as long as you're doing what's right for you and just keep on trying, you're gonna be great. You're gonna be okay. It's a part of your path, and it's past like that too, though. It's part of your path and it's a part of your process. You got this. All right, I am going to leave this reading here though, pile 3. Thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you, and just thank you in general for being here. Your importance is needed, your energy is needed, and you matter, okay? And I can't stress that enough for you. But thank you to those who show support to the channel as well, who like the videos, comment, or share your love, or just, like I said, support it in any way. Thank you to my Vibrant Soul Tribe, which is those of you who are subscribed. If you want to be a part of the Vibrant Soul Tribe, you can subscribe at any time, now, never, whatever you decide. If it's never, then that's okay too. Maybe I'll just see you on like your For You page or your timeline or your home page, whatever it is where you're watching this at. YouTube, whatever you call it. But yeah, hopefully I'll see you there. Maybe when you need a reading the most. Maybe when you least expect it. Right? But either way, I'll see you guys there.